Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are filming here at Rubens Furniture. We are downtown and we are comfy as can be. What do you think?
Yep, agreed.
Now we're joined by two lovely guests. We're talking fitness and we're talking with the folks from Iron Grip Gym. And you may recognize Nicole, and we're glad to have you back. How are you doing?
Good.
Glad to see you. And you have a guest today. This is
Yes.
Colleen. Colleen, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Great. So kind of give us the introduction, if you would, to Colleen.
So Colleen came to us as a member, and throughout her time with us has now become a trainer.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Isn't that funny how it starts? You kind of come in as a client and you get passionate about what you're doing and you want to work there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds like that's a great plan.
So, Colleen, from what I understand, that you had back surgery recently. Tell us a little bit about maybe not recently, but you've had back surgery, and
Yep.
tell us a little bit about that procedure.
Sure. A few years ago, I slipped on some ice because we're in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
and I blew out a couple of discs. So I had to go in for what's called a discectomy. They go in and scrape everything out and then sew you back up, and there's a decent recovery for that, but I've been able to obviously get back into the fitness and working out through that. So
much so that you're actually training people.
yeah.
Wow,
Right.
that's discectomy. That sounds very pleasant.
Yeah, the description
Yeah.
it paints a pretty picture.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk specifically about that process. So now your recovery process included functional training, and what was it about the training, functional fitness, I guess I should say, that really made the recovery process possible, faster, better?
Functional fitness is actually sort of perfect for injury recovery because it's non-impact, so you're not jarring anything that's injured. It's scalable, so you can build onto it as you recover. You're not going to hit a point and have to stop.
Okay.
And it also really focuses on support or building the support muscles. Instead of just the big major muscles, you're working on all the little muscles that actually help support your joints and your spine and things like that. So you're not putting as much load on those then in the future.
Isn't that smart? That's just smart for anybody, whether you've had surgery or
Yeah.
not, because those joints can get so worn over time, especially with age. So.
And Nicole, I want to talk to you for just a second here, because Dustin, who obviously is not here today, also had a significant injury. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how he recovered and everything?
Yeah, his was also kind of a freak thing. He slipped and he tore his talofibular ligament on the outside, complete tear of his
Wow.
ankle, and actually with his brace on and all the PT he was doing, he was back. I mean, he was back in the gym the following week because that's how he is, cleared by the staff. But
Hopping on one leg, probably.
right, but he was doing the jumping and everything within half of the time as your normal recovery, just because of all of the stabilizing that we do, all the balance that we do, everything around those tendons and ligaments was really strong. So he has no effects from it today.
It's kind of it's something that a lot of us don't think of. Those smaller muscle groups are really the stabilizing muscles that really help us to not only prevent injury but recover faster from injury as well. They always say that if you're running downhill, you're actually building more muscle by running
Correct.
downhill because you're using more stabilizing
Correct.
muscles.
Yep. Yep.
I always knew I wasn't just lazy. Well, let's talk a little bit too. I'm curious if you would kind of expand a little bit on what the process is. So, obviously we're hearing these great recovery stories, and there's the why behind it is the smaller muscle groups. What kinds of things are you doing? What are the exercises?
So a lot of, especially with his ankle injury, it's a lot of balancing, like on a towel. You would just kind of like do a calf raise almost on a towel to start strengthening that. And then we have balance disc is one thing that we try to strengthen ankles on. And he would do his normal PT, the ABCs with your ankle, that stuff. And obviously icing and all the other protocol. But it's really the stabilizing and balancing exercises that we do consistently.
It almost sounds like little isolated little movements where you almost may not look like you're doing a big workout.
Yeah, it looks like you're doing nothing.
It's probably hard, yeah.
Yep, it's really good for the recovery.
So if somebody is interested in getting started with classes at Iron Grip Gym, what's the process? What's the first thing they can do?
First thing, they can either call or email Nicole at irongripgymaos.com, or they can look at our website. You can find us on Groupon. We have a couple of deals there. And soon we'll be using the Mind Body app, so we'll have that access as well, which is a good way for people to book their classes and see what we
You
have.
take the excuse out, you know, if
Yeah.
people say they don't have time or
Yeah.
they're too busy to get started, give them an app and now
Yep.
they
Yep, it's right in
have
front
no
of you.
excuse. You can download the app.
Yep, so we'll be starting that soon.
Oh, that's
Very
wonderful. You guys have been great. And what a wonderful thing for folks to know at home that there's some additional things that you can do if you're suffering from an injury or maybe even just have some weak joints, that there's really a very specified group of training exercises that can help, and some folks that obviously not only have knowledge in the industry but have personal experience to
Yes.
walk you through it.
Yep.
And Colleen, if they want to get started training with you, come into Iron Grip Gym. How does that work?
Yeah, we have a set schedule, so I teach classes on Sundays if anybody wants to come in, and we're going to be expanding our schedule a little bit. So
Very exciting.
check it out.
Well, so nice to meet you. Thanks
Nice
for
to meet you.
sharing your story.
Yep.
And of course, Nicole, thank you so much for, sharing Dustin's story. Hi,
Right.
Dustin.
Yep.
We
Thanks for having
appreciate
us.
it. So nice to see you both. Iron Grip Gym. We're talking fitness. We're here at Rubens Furniture. We've got a great rest of the show coming up after this, so stick with us.